friends, and welcome back to our Creators X series with Fulcher. We're here in Paris, France, enjoying Reeves Summit. Very excited to have a wonderfully intelligent and clearly creative individual sitting across from me. Tim, thank you for making the time.
Yeah, great to be here, Savannah. It's fun. Paris is always lovely, and it's great to be here on the Vulture Cruise.
Yes. What's your favorite thing to eat while you're here in Paris?
You know what? The French are really good at French food. They're not very good at other food. So I always go to in fact, I had two of our guys that helped us set up the booth, and they said, right, we're going to take on a proper Parisian experience. So we found this little restaurant, two guys, a chef and a server, no air conditioning, 6 tables. The most uncomfortable, brilliant. Brilliant.
I was going to say, it sounds sweaty, intimate, and very French, kind of all at the same time.
So they got the proper Parisian experience.
That
was the idea.
That's great. And they're never eating out with you again.
Yeah, that's probably true, yeah. I don't think they even recognize me anymore. They just blank me,
And you live in France?
Yeah, I live just outside Grenoble, up in the French Alps. Yeah.
Amazing.
It's a terrible life.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It sounds awful. You're working on a fun project up there, a little Hilltop Airbnb.
That's right, yes.
Tell me about the project, and then we'll talk about how you're using technology to help with that.
Cool. Yeah, so we're in the we're in the Chartreuse Mountains. So we're calling it Hilltop Chartreuse because it's on top of a hill. And basically, it's a small piece of land that one of our neighbors had, and we'd seen this little A-frame, and it was tiny. It was like 200 square feet. It was really small. And we kind of asked him, "Are you going to sell?" No. And the next year, "Are you going to sell?" No. And no, okay. And then he actually came back to us and said, "Oh, okay, we're going to sell." So we're building this A-frame, which is I just love it, and we want to turn it into an Airbnb, for tourism and all that kind of good stuff. And so we've kind of turned ourselves, my wife is an English teacher. I'm obviously in technology. We're not in hospitality. We've never built anything before. And it's kind of like, well, how do we actually go about and basically take this to market? I mean, I go to market every day, right, with GPUs, but How do I go to market with an Airbnb? And this is where, I pay for Gemini, I pay for Claude, and okay, how do I do it? And it's then...
So is that how you got started right away? Was using AI as your sounding board?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, that's super cool.
100%. It used to be you had to go to websites or you get to YouTube, and we basically brought up Gemini and we said, okay, we're building an Airbnb. This is where we are. This is what we're doing. How do we do our social media? And so it said, well, you probably, it actually gave us at the start Pinterest and Instagram and YouTube. And we've ended up on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Pinterest we did for a while. It didn't really pan out. I think you need a little bit more effort on the Pinterest side. But yeah, I mean, basically, the business model, the go-to-market, the advertising strategy. We use Nano Banana all the time on the videos. Everything that we've done around it has been helped and augmented by AI. So it's been fun.
What a cool project to do together, too. Did you use AI for the actual construction plans and what you wanted to build, or
We did, because I'm not an artist, right? My wife, she's much more of an artist than I am, but so she was drawing what she wanted it to look like. And in fact, on one of our shorts, you can see it. She drew this, and you kind of and we put it into Gemini, and out comes this, here's the hot tub, here's the terrace, here's the walk to it, this is where you should put bushes. And I'm in tech, right? I'm with AMD. I'm doing GPUs to do AI, and my mind was blown about the capabilities that are coming to everybody. It's amazing, absolutely amazing.
Well, this is just it. This is why I think it's pretty magical, right? When we say acronyms, like all of the acronyms in your job title, DC GPU for the record, it sometimes, for folks not in Nerdland where we operate, it can kind of glaze over and not really quite understand what that means. But when we look at the videos that you're doing with minifigs, getting concrete poured on them, and actually constructing your literal Airbnb, I feel like that's one of those use cases that is a light bulb moment or kind of peels back the layers for other people to see what's going to be possible or what's possible today. Has this been fun for your wife, the English teacher?
Oh yeah, I mean, a whole new world for her. I mean, she's actually Italian, so she's come over, she's learned English, become a teacher, And so
Oh my gosh, that's impressive.
yeah, so she's always been in teaching. So, and she loves this whole, they've got a special word for it, you know, how you teach and the methods you go about it. And, you know, she's taken that and with the AI, and now she's going, okay, I'm going from this skill set to something that, you know, I had no idea how to do video editing. I had no idea how to do this. I had no idea to do that. And now she comes along and she says, you know, oh, how do I do this? And I'm like, that's Gemini. You know, and so off she goes into Gemini, and now it's become, when she comes back and says, oh, I don't need you anymore. You know, I got Gemini. You know, I had this issue, and it's an IT issue. And she, oh, Tim, come over, I need help with this. And then she said, I fixed it myself, I'm good, you know. So for her, it's a whole new skill set, and I think you're absolutely right. I think there's a lot of people out there that they go, oh, AI. You know, anything new, there's always a little bit of concern, you know, how can it help?
Especially when it's like this, it's powerful.
Right, and they're like, it's also one of those things now, because some of the things that you used to be able to do in the past were kind of difficult to get hold of.
Yeah.
But now you can pull up Gemini or the free Claude, and at the very start you ask it a question, you know, and it comes back and your mind is blown, and then you go into it a bit more and you go into it, and of course, it's the hook. I pay for Gemini, I pay for Anthropic because I want the extra abilities, right? But I think the whole world, as they start to see, you know, oh, I can help my students with this. Oh, I can help create an Airbnb. Oh, I can do video editing. You know, as you said, we use minifigs, we put things together, we try and have a little draw in the first 3 seconds of the video. So we make it fun, and there's some stereotypes and stuff like that. But the fact you can blend and merge it so easily,
Yeah.
and it's so accessible, I think as more and more people just, you know, dip their toe in it, dip their finger in it, and see the possibilities. I mean, we're seeing it already, right? The token usage is exploding, and I think I can't see it stopping in the short term. You know, it's really is a, you know, everybody uses inflection point or hockey stick, and you know, all good corporate presentations are up and to the right. But I think in this particular instance, all of that is completely true. It's a world-changing technology, 100%.
It is, and what you were just describing with your wife sketching what she wanted, and then poof, this magical thing is created. To me, I kind of think about it as pressing print on your brain.
Right.
You know, you've got something trapped in here and you're not quite sure how to communicate that. And it used to be left to the designers or left to the artists or the architects or whatever that is. And to be able to have that level of contribution when you're working on a project like this. I mean, I feel like we're raising and catalyzing a new group of creators and contributors and folks who will be benefiting from the GPUs that you so wonderfully work with people on integrating, but not even having to really understand what that even means.
Yeah.
They just know that they made a cool minifig video in the Alps and it's freaking gorgeous. Y'all are definitely gonna have to check out their Instagram because it is sweet. We will put that in the comments, don't worry.
Thank you very much.
So, how cool is it for you to be doing this at home and then go to work during the day and get to help so many other big customers do what they do?
I mean, I'm a tech guy. I actually started doing chip design.
Oh, wow.
Right, so I understand.
Deep nerd.
Yeah, I understand how it works, and it is just such. You know, it's very difficult to describe because it's such a fundamental change for the entire human race.
Yeah.
And I am living and working and breathing on the cutting edge of this rolling out to the entire world, to humankind. So I wouldn't want to be in any other place. It's absolutely mind-blowing. You know, and it's kind of like that thing, you look at a day and you're like, oh, right, another day, but you look back, you know, in my presentation, it showed the token usage in 6 months going from 7 trillion tokens to 15, the explosion, and you're saying, I'm helping a small part, but I'm helping making this happen for everybody. It is mind-blowing, it really
I can
is.
actually feel that in my heart when you say that, because it's a really, not every day of work equates to inspiring the future of whatever that might be. And we are in just such a unique time
100%.
right now that it's super special. You've been at AMD for a bit.
12 years now, yeah?
Yeah, so you've seen a couple hype cycles.
I have, yeah. I remember, you know, when we were starting with CPUs, and we were very much the second player, and it was difficult to talk about CPUs. And then, of course, we had the Ryzen and the Zen technology come through and made things easier. And being an idiot, I said, well, okay, let's try GPUs now. And this was pre-ChatGPT, and then GPUs difficult. And then post-ChatGPT, now it's all on the GPU side. So yeah, it's been a fantastic technological wave that's come through, and it's been a great 12 years at AMD for that.
Absolutely. I've been a fan of AMD for a long time. I'm a hardware nerd, so I was always at supercomputing and a lot of the events.
There we go.
Yeah. Long before ChatGPT.
Right.
And understanding, or at least attempting to understand what this is going to mean and the order of magnitude of shift that we were about to see. What are some of the use cases in the wild that you're seeing with customers that really have you excited that you're allowed to talk about? I understand.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually really interesting, right? Because ChatGPT came out, everybody saw the possibilities, and then you go to customers and they say, okay, this is great, but what do I do?
Right.
Maybe we can do a chatbot.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's effectively what ChatGPT was, and it was like, how do we get benefit from this? And now you look at it, there's a company we work with in Korea called Upstage, and they're basically taking millions of documents and doing OCR, optical character recognition, so they can take data out of those documents to give you a business outcome.
Yeah.
I was talking to a customer in retail in India, and they have, you go in and you can see your order and you can see when it's going to be delivered, and it's still, people will phone up and say, when is my order going to be delivered? So they have a lot of people on the other end of the phone saying, okay, they look into the account which the user can see, get exactly the same date, go back to them and say it's going to be delivered this date, and it's sort of that double confirmation that, okay, great.
I can trust this, and I can trust this person, essentially, or the agent.
Right, and now you get to a point where that can be helped by AI, right? You can call up, the AI says, okay, this is the question, this is the guy, and it's complicated. It's really complicated because you can't tell people who the customer is. You can't, you need to be able to go into the right place. You can't give that customer somebody else's data.
Right.
You have to understand. You have to get the right data. You then have to give it back. So even some of those simple seeming use cases are actually very complex. And as people are beginning to see more and more what's possible, we're starting to see, there's Harvey and some of the legal guys, they've got legal specific stuff. In fact, it made me laugh. There's a French company, they made a model called Soul, after Better Call Saul. And it was a legal model. French humor, not the most famous thing in France, but I actually really thought that was great.
But that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
So the inference providers today that are coming through and helping people get tokens, use cases, I think, are only going to be limited by the human imagination. And, from ChatGPT, ChatGPT came out on the 30th of November 2022. It's like 3.5 years. It's like no time at all. And people come to me and say, Tim, what are we going to be using it for in 3 to 5 years? And I'm like, I've got no idea. I mean,
anyone who says they do know?
Oh, yeah. That's a big guess.
Yeah.
That's a really big guess. That's a...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When I hear some of those predictions, I'm like, that's cute.
Yeah.
I'm like, I appreciate that you are thinking about that. But I think, who knows even who's going to imagine that? It's really interesting. I mean, I just got to talk to the intern who Jensen conferred with to turn NVIDIA into an AI company.
Okay.
And so I'm thinking about all the summer interns right now at companies and thinking, man, which one of these brilliant minds is going to come up with this crazy idea or help swing us, into that future? Because it really could be anyone. It could be an English teacher messing around who posts a video about what she's doing online that
anything's possible.
Cures cancer. We really don't know. How fun is it working with the Vulture team?
Oh, it's fantastic, right? I mean, it's always fun to meet people who are like-minded, who know what they want to do. They have their customers, they're open, they're able to help. It's not, everybody talks about partnership, and partners has kind of become a pseudonym for customer.
Yeah.
And that's not the case with Vulture, right? It's really, there's a two-way street. It's, and there's long-range planning, and the first question we always ask customers these days when they say we want to buy GPUs is how much power you got. Right, so you really have to go back to that infrastructure level question, and that's where working with Vulture, you have a view, you have your plans, working together. Okay, well, is this available? Is that available? How do we make it happen? How do we go with customers? So yeah, it's been great. It's absolutely great.
Yeah, they're such a fun group of people. I love working with them too. Yeah. And I was stalking your LinkedIn and saw you talking about how excited you were to come down here today and having some fun. All right, maybe last question for you. I think maybe last question for you. We should probably wrap up the time.
Sure.
What do you hope all the cool stuff that we're doing right now and all these initiatives does for the world 10, 20 years from now. Blue sky, blue sky.
Let me put on my Miss World tiara and say world peace.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sorry, it's an easy throwaway one. But I mean, the ability to, there's that paradox, right? Is the ability to have education was seen as a blocker. I think now the ability to get education is no longer a blocker because this is what it's bringing to the world, right?
Yeah.
And so people that are able and want to go and make a difference, their path to be able to go and make a difference is so much easier than it used to be.
Yeah.
They have all the information, they can get all the data, they can be helped on how they should be positioning it, but it doesn't give you the answer of what to do and how to make it happen, right?
Yeah.
It's a guide.
Yeah.
And so what are people going to do in the next 10 to 12 years? Again, I mean, we were talking about 3 to 5 years and we have no idea. I mean, 10 to 12.
That's kind of why it took it longer. It feels less like a forecast and more an emotional,
Right.
what do you hope happens?
Right. And,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, you have to hope. I mean, war is such a terrible thing, and everything with geopolitics today, you know, it's really tough. I can only hope that as people are be able to understand more what is real, understand what more isn't real, and able to make more informed decisions, and be able to be guided with some of the help from it, let's hope it makes the world a better place. Again, I'm tiara and everything else, but that
why
would be
not?
my hope. I hope so.
Yeah, I really hope so too, and let it be as much of an engine for innovation as it is for empathy and healing
That's
us up.
really good. I like that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
First one's free, next one's full price.
Okay,
No.
yeah. Okay. I already owe you a beer. Great. Okay.
Tim, this has been an absolute delight.
There it has. Thank you very much.
Yes, I really appreciate getting to sit down with you. I am going to follow the Hilltop Chartreuse, and I
Perfect.
can't wait to come stay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Honestly, yeah. When is the ETA of opening? I guess that's always a moving target.
Yeah, I mean, builders, right?
Right.
Yeah, we got the planning permission last year, and we're already a year behind. But hopefully, the beginning of next year, we're good to go.
Awesome. So Raise Summit
Yeah.
next summer.
But you can follow us every step of the way.
Oh, absolutely.
We're actually building the frame right now, so and then you'll be able to follow everything that comes through and how we decide on what we do and what gets put in. So
I love it, Tim. Well, thank you so much. And I hope this both gets you business on the DC GPU side,
I hope so too.
as well as on the Airbnb side.
And that
We'll do
as
all the
well,
acronyms.
yeah.
All right, cheers, mate.
Thank you very much.
And thank all of you for tuning in. I hope you're feeling as inspired as we are here in Paris, France. My name's Savannah Peterson. Thanks for coming to learn with us.